press the cross button to start.
What's up, everybody? You heard the lady. Smash the cross button to begin. Here on EA Sports WRC, going to be checking out some of the new maps. Specifically, going over to Poland, going to the home country. I've been having a terrible time trying to get these videos recorded in 4K because I'm out of memory on the PlayStation. I even have an external drive. I just have to figure out a workflow or like a video flow to get these recorded on some like Elgato and then onto my computer so I can use like real video editing software and not just the built-in stuff from the PlayStation 5. Between the time it takes to set a good lap and then make the video afterwards, especially when you're constantly running into memory issues on the PlayStation 5 and things aren't recording and this and that, I just haven't had time to do all this. But it's definitely a fun thing. I haven't played this game for like a month and a half, and just today this was a really fun track to get back into. Going through that first left-hander, they're not really braking, just turning early into the turn. For most of these, we're not even in a left foot brake, we're just turning a little bit early and letting the car settle. Keeping those eyes up, looking as far down the road as we can to let ourselves know how much we need to turn. Here, before we hit that crest, we want to start turning a little bit earlier. We'll see that here. So you want to get yourselves pointed into the direction so that when you land, you're already set up for the next turn. Likewise here, before we hit that crest, we just want to get that little bit of turn-in going. So we start that rotation early. Otherwise, we're going to end up landing off the side of the road. And definitely had to increase the top speed with the gearing a little bit. That's just the kind of rally this is. Kind of Scandi flicking ourselves into there. You can see keeping that front end nice and tidy, and could have had maybe a little bit of a cleaner exit. But generally using that momentum we had from the turn prior, that hairpin, to kind of Scandi flick us. And away we go. We're going to be going on that tarmac too at the end of that little hairpin, so be mindful of the change of grip. You're going to need a lot more throttle to get those wheels spinning once you hit the tarmac. And then here again, we're pretty much flat through all this, not even left foot braking, just getting ourselves turned in before we reach the crests. After this crest, we're going to have a right 4, and we are going to use just a dab of left foot braking there, but staying in it. Trying to brake as late as we can, and trying to take that as like a single radius. So you'll see here, trying to use that momentum and the car's body transfer to kind of treat that as a single radius turn. We're going to upshift as we go light over the crest, kind of just maximizing the amount of time our wheels have power when they're in contact with the ground. Here this little corridor is a little bit bumpy, so be careful, be mindful. Here kind of came in too hot, ended up locking up the front wheels and kind of ruining the momentum of my car. So I could have just maybe stopped the whole car a little bit more sooner to allow me to get on the gas earlier on the way out of that turn, because here we have a long straight, right? So anytime you have a long straight, exit speed is everything. Likewise here, just a little doink here and there, could have been a little bit cleaner. All these places is, you know, little tenths of seconds that would add up. Trying to come in nice and tight to this hay bale without clipping it, keeping it nice and tidy, getting a good exit onto the straight afterwards. And then in this next series of turns here, you're going to see they're going to be called a 3, and you just got to commit and go in 4th gear all the speed you can. These two right-handers I kind of treat as a single radius turn, and then just brave into this left 3 as well in 4th gear. A little bit of left foot braking there for safety, probably could have got away with not doing it. When you're on these long straights like this, every mile per hour counts, right? So if you're going 155 versus 154, right, because you didn't use that left foot brake for that half second, you know, it's going to make a difference in your time at the end. Here also seeing that 3 and just trying to stay brave, sticking into 4th. Went too wide there, but stayed in the throttle. Could have done that a little bit more cleanly. Here, trying to get the biggest radius we can, so we can exit with as much speed onto this long straight. And you can really see here the value of adjusting your gear ratios for a higher top speed. as well as just trying to maximize every mile per hour. So, you know, left foot braking as little as possible, and having the best exit speeds out of tight turns as possible. So here we're going to be going right and it tightens, and we got to get ourselves slowed down for this one, so really kind of managing the body weight of the car and getting ourselves flicked in here onto the gas, getting a good exit. And here you can hear banging off the top of fifth. Hauling as much as we can. And then a little bit of a mini Scandi. It wasn't a very aggressive Scandi, but definitely using that weight transfer technique to get ourselves from that 5 right tightens into that 1 left. And here just staying brave. And again, just a little bit overcooked into this one too. But getting back on the gas, staying in it as much as we can. And to the finish. And I don't want to drive to the marshal, so I'm just going to do that and reset myself. And yeah, definitely a few places we could have gained more time. I probably could have even got the gear ratios a little bit longer for an extra, mile per hour or two. I guess I have the speedometer set in kph, but So 5 seconds, yeah, with a little bit of a cleaner lap in some of those turns that I messed up and a little bit of a top speed increase, we could have gotten that. I just don't have the time to go back and keep trying. But still pretty happy with this run overall. Like you see, there's a lot of these long straights, not touching that left foot brake, staying flat in it, staying brave, quick on the hands. As we get to this crest, turning before we reach that top of that crest, so we're set up for the landing. Likewise through here, a little bit of brake there. Getting the car under control as we slow down from hauling ass into this tight turn, and then getting back on the power, getting a nice exit onto this long straight. Looking up as far as we can with our eyes, it really helps makes everything easy if you just look up ahead. And then here, kind of easy to spin out, so you have to kind of, again, manage that weight transfer as you kind of Scandi flicking yourself into that little hairpin there. And here, looking up as far as we can, so we can take the smoothest radius through these turns, trying to stay as straight as possible. Again, turning in just a little bit early, a little bit before the top of these crests, just to get our car situated in the right direction. Flat through all this. Again, those higher ratios on the gears might help. I think I was resting my foot on the brake pedal for too much, because I definitely wasn't braking that much through that turn. I am braking heavy into that turn there, though. And again, trying to treat that as a single radius to get through this forest now. Upshifting as we're light over that crest, so that when our wheels are in contact with the ground, we're maximizing time in gear. Now approaching this little corridor, it's kind of bumpy in here, so just be careful. And here I just came in too hot. Again, could have saved myself a second there by just taking a better line through there, because now on this little straight I would have more speed. And likewise through here, I kind of just bunts myself a little bit too much, lose some time there. And off we go into the straight. Trying to keep nice and tidy, not hitting the hay bale, keeping it clean. There's a rain gutter on the outside there, or maybe it's just a ditch, not a rain gutter, but don't go into that, because that's going to ruin your day. And bravery through here. It's bumpy right there too, so just, you kind of have to feel it out, but that bump can definitely unsettle your car. You'll probably have to take that turn once or twice to realize what that bump does to your car. These next 2 turns are almost like a massive chicane, so we're going to sacrifice the entry speed on that turn there so we can have good exit speed on this turn here. And again, flat. Staying brave in fourth. We just went too wide here. If we got ourselves a little bit more tidier, again, lots of time to be saved there where we're bouncing around. Trying to take the biggest radius we can so we can carry speed through that corner and bring that speed onto this long straight. So you can tell, right? Like every mile per hour or kilometer per hour you would have had in this long straight, it's equating to tenths of a second, and those tenths of a second are going to be, you know, whole seconds at the end of this. Getting ourselves tidied up there so we can hit that tight turn. And as we reach the end of this course here, I'm going to release, I only have one 4K footage from this session because the replays wouldn't save in 4K, I ran out of memory. So I'm going to release the 4K run just on its own with no commentary for anybody who wants to watch. But for anybody who did watch this, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next one. Bye-bye.